Welcome back, everyone, to the Two Guys in a Cooler channel. Today, we're going to be making Salami di Fileto. This is a wonderfully unique Italian charcuterie, incredibly challenging to make, very delicious, and absolutely beautiful. In the description box below, I'm going to share with you this authentic Italian recipe. Let's get into it. Salami di Fileto consists of two elements. The first element is going to be a pork fillet. And so what I did was I grabbed a pork fillet from my local butcher, trimmed off any loose pieces, any silver skin that might have been on it, and we're going to go ahead and begin the process of curing this pork fillet just as we would any whole muscle. To make this salami, you want to give yourself plenty of time. Curing this particular muscle may take anywhere between 5 days to a week, depending on how big it is, and we're just going to use the standard equilibrium cure in order to cure it. So that just simply means all of our seasonings get rubbed and massaged onto the pork fillet. We're going to put it inside of a vacuum seal bag. And then that vacuum seal bag is just going to rest for about a week inside my refrigerator. Each day, I'm going to make sure to flip it over, massage the bag so that the seasonings can really penetrate the meat. And then after about a week or so, we can move on to the next step. And the next step is making the salami. So we're going to take partially frozen meat and partially frozen fat, grind it, and then begin the process of just making salami. So at this point, everything is regular. We have our cured pork fillet, and now we're going to have our salami. We're going to start with our cure number 2, our powdered dextrose. This is going to be the sugar that feeds the starter culture. And then we're going to need our starter culture. We're going to be using Flavor of Italy, hands down my absolute favorite starter culture. Just produces such an amazing salami. This is what our spice profile is going to be looking like. We've got fennel, salt, pepper, a little onion powder, a little garlic powder, nothing too complicated. We're going to go ahead and take all that and start to mix our meat. Before I mix my meat, I want to make sure that it is really cold. I don't want to smear the fat, and so I'm just under 32 degrees, absolutely perfect. And because I'm making such a small batch, I think this is just under 4 pounds, I'm going to go ahead and put it in my KitchenAid stand mixer with the paddle attachments. So we're just going to add our starter culture, our seasonings, and begin to mix that until our mincemeat gets incredibly tacky. And you're going to know that you've achieved that because as soon as you grab a little bit, it's going to stick to your fingers as if there was glue on it or something like that. So once your meat is super sticky, you can go ahead and move on to the next step, and that's the construction of the salami di fileto. And to do this, we can't use regular casings. We're going to have to use collagen sheets, and that's why I love these collagen sheets, because they're so incredibly versatile, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Hopefully this sparks like a million ideas for your next salami project. But all we're going to do is lay down one of these collagen sheets from the sausage maker on top of a sill mat. Now that's what that mat is right there. And I'm going to begin to spread that mincemeat directly on it. I want you to think about this kind of like a sushi roll or something like that. All right, so once I've got my meat relatively evenly laid out, I'm just going to go ahead and put that cured fillet of pork directly on top of it and then begin rolling it. This is where experience and practice definitely comes in, but as you roll it, you want to try to make sure that you keep the force on the mince relatively even so that your pork fillet stays kind of in the center. Mine moved over to one side. Once you have it completely rolled, I wrapped mine in cellophane and continued to roll just to tighten it up a little bit to make sure that I minimized the chances of having any air pockets between the pork fillet and the salami mincemeat. And then once I've got all that done, I'm going to wrap the entire thing inside of a netting that should keep everything relatively close together, like well bound. With the sausage pricker that's been sterilized, I'm just going to go ahead and prick any air pockets that might have formed, and I'm going to go ahead and tie off the top and the bottom. That's going to give me an opportunity to hang it in my salami chamber. So once we're done tying it all up, we need to ferment this particular salami. And I get a lot of questions about fermentation chamber, and I wanted you to see something. In my kitchen right now, it's 82% humidity, 75 roughly degrees Fahrenheit. Those are ideal conditions to ferment. So I'm just going to literally hang this salami inside my kitchen for 24 hours. And roughly at about 18 hours, I'm going to check the pH to see where I'm at. And so I guess my point is you don't really need anything special as long as you can maintain the right parameters for fermenting a salami. So as soon as I check it after about 18 hours, I'm at 5.01, 4.97. Absolutely perfect. It's time to move it from my kitchen into the drying chamber, in which the temperature is going to be about 55 degrees Fahrenheit and 80% humidity. And right there, it's going to hang out until it's lost anywhere from 30 to 40%. Wait, and guess what? It's been roughly 2 months. This thing has lost about 38% of its weight, and it's time to go ahead and cut into it. And I got to be completely honest, I don't think I've been so anxious to cut into a salami since I've started making salami. This is really a treat. The concept of having a salumi within a salami is going to provide 2 different textures, 2 different flavors, and they should all pair perfectly well together. So let's go ahead and cut it open. Okay, I gotta say right off the bat, what a beautiful salami. It smells amazing. The fennel is really coming through. The salami element itself is nice and firm. I really wish the fillet would have been a little more centered, but I think if I make it a couple more times, I could probably end up nailing that element. I did notice a small air pocket, but nothing really off about it. No oxidation or any funny mold growth in that little area. And this is what our salami di fileto looks like. So, how does it taste? Let's see. Oh my gosh. Wow. What a wonderful salami. Fennel, garlic, flavor of Italy coming through. You get a nice fermented flavor. The salami itself is amazing, but then you add that cured loin that dried along with it. Speechless. Hands down, one of the most delicious salamis that has ever come out of this kitchen. I hope you get a chance to make it. We'll take a minute to thank the patrons of the channel. Thanks a lot, guys, for your support. If you have any questions about this project, or if you are brave enough to make it yourself, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you're new, don't forget to sub, like, comment, and share. We post new videos all the time. We'll see you in the next one.